Here are 5 things for you to consider about your money before the year end. We are now entering into the last quarter of the year, and there's a couple of habits and a couple of check-ins you need to make with your money to make sure you get into the end of the year in good shape, but also that you're starting off next year in good shape too. Let's have a look at the 5 steps. Number 1, spend less than you earn. This may seem obvious, but there's going to be a lot of temptation out there for you to maybe spend more than you earn by using credit cards towards Christmas and maybe funding a lifestyle that you probably don't need or be able to afford yourself. So it's very important that you live within your means and make sure that you try and save a little bit of cash as well. The best way to save and the best time to save is the day you get paid. If you're struggling with getting to the end of the month without going into overdrafts or without maybe missing direct debit, go to my website and download the free Ask Paul Personal Budget template. You can fill that in, have a tracker of what's coming into your account and what's going out. Just be ruthless and cut the stuff you don't need. Number 2, I want you to set some goals. I want you to set 3 goals, one for short term, one for medium term, and one for long term. So what's the difference? When it comes to short term goals, you might be already thinking one eye on Christmas. You might want to make sure that you have enough saved between now and Christmas to make sure you don't need to borrow or you don't need to go into your overdraft, etc. So that's probably a short-term goal. A medium-term goal, you might want to get a deposit together for a house, you might want to move house, you might be thinking of buying a car in the future, and you might want to do that without borrowing for it. So that's a medium-term goal. And then a long-term goal will be something like maybe children's education funds, or it might be the case that you want to retire early from work. You might want to retire at 55 or 60 years of age. This is something that we help people with all the time, and it's actually really achievable once you plan early. Number 3, if you have a mortgage, you need to most likely switch the mortgage. 2 caveats here. If you have a tracker mortgage, don't switch it. And if you are in currently a fixed rate mortgage, make sure you ring your existing lender and ask them what the breakage fee is going to be to move the mortgage. In some cases, with cash back from other banks and lower interest rates, it may make sense to actually take the breakage fee and move to another mortgage. But if you are currently in a variable rate mortgage or coming to an end of a fixed rate term before Christmas, make sure you switch your mortgage to a lower interest rate. And like I said, there's loads of offers out there from cheaper interest rates. Rates are starting from as little as 1.95 now. So cheaper interest rates, and also you will have cashback offers from some banks. Number 4, this is a big one. Check in on your pension if you have a pension plan. If you don't have a pension plan, consider getting one. But if you have got a pension plan, we find that loads of people set up their own personal pensions or even a part of a company pension scheme where when they enter the pension plan, they just tick the box and they've forgotten about it. It's vitally important. The most important part of a pension plan after you make your contributions into it is how it's invested and also what the charging structures are. If you need a hand with this, please reach out to us. And the last step, number 5, is to try and keep an eye on next year, 2022. You know what expenses already are going to come your way next year, especially if you have children or especially if you think of going on holidays. And you might already know, for argument's sake, that you're going to maybe change your car. If these are things you're considering, start saving for them on a small monthly basis now. Putting a small bit aside each month will make these purchases much quicker and much easier for you to handle in 2022, and also should make it less stressful. So take out a pen and paper and just put down your known expenses for next year. Like I said already, back to school's a big one. Getting Christmas next year, it comes around every year. And also the likes of summer holidays, Easter holidays, or whether you might need extra childcare while kids are off school. So these are things you need to keep an eye on for next year.